Namaste, welcome to our Alpha Mind Power channel. Today's topic is, to what extent should you listen to other people's problems? Now this is a question which keeps coming up very often when I do counseling or even in the classes. There are so many people who have this query. I keep listening to people and they pour out all their problems to me, but I don't know whether I'm doing the right thing. This is a question which many people have asked. Now let me give you two different examples. One is a professional. This was a lady who came for counseling, online counseling only. She was about 45 years old. She was working somewhere earlier. Then she left that job and she started doing counseling because she had studied psychology. She had also studied counseling. So she wanted to help people and she was doing it as her full-time work. So many people used to come and meet her and she used to talk to them for long hours and try to give them some advice or suggestions like that. Now when she spoke to me, she said, this is the background she gave, and then she said, I am falling sick very often. I am almost bedridden sometimes. I just can't get out of the bed. It becomes so bad. Then she said, but when I went for a medical checkup, because that's the first thing I asked, did you go for a medical checkup? What is wrong with you? Then she said, yes, I went for medical checkup and nothing is wrong with me. Everything is fine. And finally the doctor said something is wrong with your mind only, so you go and do something about your mind. That's why she was talking to me. So then I questioned her a little. I tried to find out how she talks to people. What is her approach? Then she said, I listen to people. They pour out all their problems. I empathize with them. And sometimes I also get tears in my eyes when I listen to their situations and problems. And then I try to give them some advice, some small techniques. I try to teach them all that. But then definitely I do feel very sorry for them. Like this she was talking, which means when she does her counseling, she does it as a professional, but her behavior is not professional because she is empathizing with the customers. That is not the right way, because I've been doing counseling for so many years, almost 30 years. Even before I started Alpha classes, I was doing counseling. I also conduct a class called spiritual counseling, where I teach people how to do counseling without affecting themselves, without their energy getting drained. So when I spoke to her, I was able to understand that while listening to people, she was absorbing all the negativity. Everything was coming into her. She was empathizing with them so much that she was getting obsessed with their problems. And she told me she was thinking about their problems even when she was alone. She used to wonder, what happened to this person? What happened to that problem? Did it get solved or not? Did this happen or not? She said, it keeps coming up in my mind. So what it means is she's getting totally involved with the problems of the clients, which is not good for a professional, because so much negativity when you take within you, when you absorb, your energy gets drained completely. That is why she was getting bedridden. She was unable to get out of the bed because the energy becomes so little. Then I explained all this to her and I told her that as a professional counselor, you listen to a number of people, no problem. But be very careful to be a little bit detached and tell yourself that yes, I am listening to them, I will try to help them, all that is right, but this is not my problem, because you are doing it as a professional. So she understood that finally, because this is the mistake many people make. So she said, yes, now I understand that this is the mistake I was making, and hereafter I'll be very careful, she said. So being a little detached is very important when you listen to other people's problems, particularly as a professional. That was one example. The second example is that of a gentleman who was around 32 years old. He was working in a very big concern with a very good job. And when he spoke to me, he said, I am feeling a lot of anxiety and stress. All the time I am worried. Then I asked him, you're worried about what? About your family? He said, no, about my family I don't have any worries, because his wife is at home. She's not working. She gave up her job and she's got one child they've got. So he said, she takes care of the house and the child and all. I don't have any problem. Then what is the cause of your anxiety and stress? He said, I kept talking to him, trying to find out what is the reason, what is his day-to-day routine, what he does in the office, all this I was talking. Then it slowly came out that whether it is his friend circle or his colleagues, whenever they have any problem, they all come to him and talk to him. Then he said, I don't know why. He was saying this very proudly. He said, I don't know why they all come and tell me their problems and I listen to them. We go to the tea shop or coffee shop, we sit there and we talk, and sometimes even for 1 hour they pour out all their problems. I listen to them. Sometimes I give some suggestions, but I feel just listening also can help them. See, that is all very true. Listening to somebody when they are in distress definitely gives them some kind of comfort. There's no doubt about it. But how you listen is very important. That makes a big difference. So this gentleman was again listening with a lot of empathy. He was getting involved in their problems. So he agreed. When I told him this, he agreed. He said, yes, I always keep thinking about them. Even when I'm at home, sometimes the thoughts come to me and I wonder what happened. Next day I go and ask them, what did you do about this? So I do worry about their issues. So that means he's empathizing with them so much that it becomes an obsession. He can't get it out of his mind. So then I explained this to him and I told him that, see, you have a nice life, good life. There's no anxiety or stress in your own life. But you're absorbing the stress and anxiety and worries of others. That is going deep inside and causing this anxiety within you. Sometimes you may not even be able to pinpoint and say, this is why I'm feeling anxious. It may not be that. It may be all the collective things that you are taking in, the collective energy that can cause sometimes even palpitation can come because of that. I have met people like that. So we must understand that whether it is professional or personal, you must listen to people. See, we cannot always say, I will not listen to you. Sometimes it can be a family member, sometimes it can be a close friend, and they may be really in need of your time. And maybe you also would like to help them. There's nothing wrong with that. But even if it is your own children or your husband or wife or mother or father, anybody, there's no point in your getting totally involved in the emotions, crying with them. Then you will not be able to think in a different way and help them. But if you remain a little calm, a little bit detached, a little more empowered, then probably you can listen to them. Not only listen to them, maybe you can also guide them in the right way, give them some solutions or suggestions. So to do all that, you need to adopt this attitude that yes, I will listen to this person. Maybe he can find some relief by telling me his problems. So let him pour out everything. I will just sit and listen over a cup of tea or coffee. That doesn't matter. But I am not going to take in everything into my mind. I am going to let him handle it, even if it's your child. I will help him. So once you adopt that attitude, you can listen to people, help them by doing it. You don't get affected. Let your energy remain intact. Let it not get drained. That's very important. Keep that in mind.